What I've got now is the cutout components for the pedal board. It's not the neatest, unfortunately. We are on lockdown at the moment, so it's been done with an angle grinder, not a chop saw, but this is the basic layout. I've got 2 rails for pedals that I'm going to attach Velcro to, giving me some adaptation, and it's wider. It's a lot wider than the pedals I have currently. However, I do really want a Digitech Whammy DT, and the room left here is a perfect space for a Whammy DT. I'm using the leftover aluminium that I had from making this filming rig, and I'm using a couple of the joints just to hammer it together. It's going to be a knock together construction. What you might notice is I've had to cut off a couple of extra pegs. It's not going to be a perfect project. I don't have access to all the materials, unfortunately. One of the nice things is this box section's got a channel. The boards are going to sit in it, and if you can just see at the top, they're going to sit slightly proud. So I'm always going to have nice access to the pedals. My plan is to drop a couple of self-tappers through the back, and then hopefully when I put these together, the little hand cut miters, although not perfect, will give me a nice neat finish. So I'm going to get on to hammering this all together, screw on the boards, add the Velcro, add a couple of feet at the back, and let's see how this works. They're quite firm getting together, but normally a quick bang on a hard surface will knock them in. Now, is there any way I need to think about this? Not particularly. 2 sides going in. Again, quick knock on the floor. And we're together. You might notice a couple of silver marks. What I'll do is I'll just clean them up afterwards. So while I'm at this stage, let's just check the fit of my planks. And again, unfortunately, these were jigsawed. So again, not 100% straight, but won't matter 100% either. And my plan was to assemble them like this with a 2-inch board and an inch gap. 2-inch board, inch gap, 2-inch board, inch gap. So inch at the top, inch in the middle, there. The logic behind this thinking was, when I put the pedals on, the inch gap at the top means that I can have the power routed from the back, I can have it nice and neat. The inch gap halfway up means that with my patch cables, I can have them facing down as well to get a really nice clean surface going on. Littler pedals again, just sit in the middle. Let's keep these in order. I put them in an order that I like them, so I was going to keep them in order. For these top pieces, let's think about this. What I'm doing with the top is I'm assembling it with a flat top. The flat section's going there so that I have that nice gap to run the cables down, as I just discussed. And then these sections are going to have a space for a board here. So if I want to mount a power supply under it, I've got a nice face. And if I want to adapt it in future, put a board on the back, perhaps put a couple of jack sockets in this, an on-off power switch, I've got the space to do that. So again, knock it in. And we have that together. And then I have 2 little feet, and the reason I've done it this way with the little feet is so the pedal board is angled. Again, a couple of bangs off screen, and that's roughly the form. Now, what do I think? At the moment, it's a bit big and cumbersome, if I'm honest with you. It is quite large, it is quite cumbersome, but that will fit all my current gear under it. So what I'm probably going to do is mount this all together, screw it up, add a couple of feet on, and see how it works. If it works well, we'll go with it. If it doesn't, we've got a project too. What I've done now is I've just flipped the board over, and I'm just going to quickly mark up and put a self-tapping screw in each of these legs. I'm just using the same packers before that I've got for doing projecting. So this is just going to be a quick time lapse of me drilling holes, putting in the screws, and then we'll look at adding the power supplies. Okay, and there we have it. Right, there is a spare piece of wood at the back, and that's in case I want to mount any of my pedals to the back. But this is the frame. It feels quite sturdy. I like the positioning. I can put the items where I want, put the pedals wherever I want, which would be quite nice. I've got room to grow into it. So now the test is, where do I want to put my power supply, and do I want any feet? There are feet that can go in that can give me an option, but that'll add a lot more height to it, but it might protect my carpet. My original thoughts were to either have the power supply just velcroed to the back of this, or maybe to the back of this. I guess it's put it together and give it a test. Okay, so this is my first initial layout. What I've not done is tucked a couple of the patch cables in yet, but the sizing's nice. What I think I've decided on is that I'm going to mount this under here. So I'll velcro that on underneath. The feet are at a nice height and there's a lot of room for movement and additional pedals. So the next stage now is to take it back to the workbench, use a Sharpie, clean up the joints and attach the Velcro, and then have a play. The next job on this pedal board is to apply some Velcro so that the pedals can be easily attached and removed. What my plan is with this is to apply the Velcro to the top surface but roll a tab around the edge so that it's cramped in place. So I'm just going to undo the slats, take them off in order, apply the Velcro and then screw them back down. Okay, so there are a couple of little pulls where it's pulled out a bit because of the extra width, but that's going to be the basic plan. So let's give this a quick test. Just use a length of loop backing. So and voila. That is really quite solid. That's quite nice. Final section will be to place him in the back, about there. Okay, so it's all together now. Everything's velcroed down. Time to do a bit of wiring, but I'm really happy with how this project came out. There's lots of room for growth. There's a few areas I'd improve, like small gaps here and here, perhaps add an allowance for the Velcro in future. But the Velcro, the pedals are really solid. As always, thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and have a look at some of the other tutorials. I intend to run through my guitars in one of the next videos. Thank you.